everybody. Well, it's late at night, as usual. But I am going to tell you about a recipe that I'm going to try to stick with it's meatloaf, when I make meatloaf. I had a fun night tonight, as you can probably tell. Oh, well, especially if you looked at my Facebook. But we went to Granite Falls Brewery, and they have the best wings on Tuesday night. It's wing night. Wing, wing. Hello. It's really, really good. It's like they're half price, and they have, I can't eat hot food, like hot, spicy food, but they had these delicious Parmesan garlic wings. They were outrageous. Really, really outrageous. And I really needed the night out. So my darling took me. My friend Christine and Richard called or texted and said they were going there and did we want to go, and I spoke to Sean and he said sure. So I couldn't believe it, and I was thrilled. Well, I could believe it because he loves that place, and he'd do anything for wings. Anyhow, so we went down there and we had a great time, and there was a band there tonight, and the guy was fabulous. Anyhow, and I don't remember his name because I probably don't remember my own name right now. I will say that I did have a rum drink, some kind of a rum drink with triple sec in it, and I will tell you that I don't know if it makes your clothes fall off, but it sure made my shoe fall off, and there was nobody else dancing but me. But anyway, needless to say, we had a very nice time, and I'm tired. But I want to tell you about this meatloaf. Our landlord has a big garden, and he gave us a whole bunch of tomatoes, which I've been eating every night with either balsamic vinegar that my daughter brought home, and or I'll just have red wine vinegar on them, and no salt and no pickles. I have a whole big jar, but I've not eaten them. And see, usually, oh gosh, I go through a whole jar like this in just a week or a couple days, but I've been really good. I haven't been eating them. Anyway, so this is what you do. I took 2 pounds of ground beef, extra lean, and then I took, in my little blender, I put 3 cloves of garlic, nice sized cloves, and I put a large half of an onion in there, and 2 small tomatoes. But I took the seeds out. I de-seeded them because they're not good for my stomach. And anybody who has trouble with their stomach, don't eat the seeds, because if they get inside, your colon, you'll be sorry the next day. Anyhow, so I stuck them in the mixer, and I pureed it till it was pretty much liquid. And then I put, I stuck that in the bowl with the meat. I put in some Italian seasonings, which are just dried ones, and I smushed them between my fingers and let them fly into the bowl. Oh my God. Anyway, yes, I'm half cocked here. No, not that way. I mean, like, I'm just tired. Anyway, mix it all together, and I put, now it's really I normally put in an egg, because an egg will make it nice and light and fluffy. And, well, not fluffy for a meatloaf. I crack my own self up. You want a nice light meatloaf, not a, like, it's, a heavy meatloaf or anything. But, so I put in an egg usually, and I usually put in bread after I soak it in water or milk. But I didn't do that this time. I put in Italian breadcrumbs. Now everybody likes their own brand. I don't even remember. I used Progresso this time. I usually like 4C, but I just put that in. And then I put, let me see, salt, kosher salt only, and just not a whole bunch because I don't want to overpower it. And I use ground pepper and mixed it up really, really good. What else did I put in? A little bit of A1 sauce, which I was almost out of, so it wasn't it was probably about a tablespoon, if that much, and then I diluted the rest of it with water, tiny bit. That's it. And then I mixed it all up really, really well. It needed a little tiny bit more of the Parmesan cheese. Not Parmesan cheese. Oh, that would have been even better though. I didn't have any. So I put in a little bit more breadcrumbs so that it would thicken it up a little bit more. And you can use your own judgment to see how thick, how nice, how it comes together. Anyway, and then I shaped it into like a rectangle, about, I'd say 3 inches thick, and it was pretty long. But anyway, I went like this down the middle of the meatloaf, and I put sliced American cheese, and then I packed it back together again. I didn't want Sean to know that I was in there. I was going to surprise him. Woohoo! Cheese in my meatloaf! Yay! Anyhow, I put it in the oven on 350, and I cooked it for an hour and 45 minutes. And I'll tell you what, guys, it was so nice and light. It was light. It was so delicious. And I'm going to make it like that again. I'm going to put that in my cookbook if I ever get it started. I've got about 5 cookbooks, 5 notebooks, and little tiny notepads with all my appetizers in some, and then I have my entrees in another, or in the same books. But it's so discombobulated everywhere. They all are. So I have to get them all together, and I'm going to see if I can't get somebody to help me organize it so I can finally get this book out. I even have a kit that shows you how to do it. Anyway, I hope y'all are having a good week, and that everybody's happy. I've got a lot of people that are asking for prayers, and they will get them. I will be praying for them. And things, I don't know, my mother always said to me that, it can only get so bad, and then it's got to go up from there. Well, Mom, bless your heart, wherever the heck you are, I keep waiting for it to bounce back up. I keep praying, but faith is the biggest thing. And I know that for a fact because it's been proven to me over and over again. A lot of people know my story, my life story, I should say. And we just come back a couple of weeks ago from Iowa and Wisconsin. It was an unfortunate trip that we had gone out there. We planned on it anyhow, and we ended up having a great time. Really wonderful time at my cousin's house, our cousins' houses. My cousin Matt took us to a zoo, and of course I took about 4 pictures of a black bear's rear end, thinking, and I'm saying to Sean, I don't see its nose, I don't see its eyes, I don't see anything. Sure enough, it was its rear end. But leave it up to me to do that. And we had a swarm of bees You know when it rains really, really hard in the middle of a really beautiful sunny day, and then all of a sudden it just stops? Well, that's what we thought happened. No, not so. A swarm of honeybees just hit our window, and honey was, I don't know if it was honey or it was part of the makings for honey. This is how I was described it. Flew all across our window, our front window, windshield, and the bees were in our grill, around our headlights. Some of them are still there. Anyway, it was really, really weird. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. But I was told these bees were traveling somewhere, I guess, to find the queen bee. I know that sounds stupid, but that's what was told to me, and I'm gullible, so if it's not true, it's not true. But anyway, we had bee stuff all over our window. And in our not hubcaps, our lights, our headlights and our grill. So that was funny. But we did see beautiful land, and in Iowa we saw cornfields and cornfields and cornfields and soybean fields and soybean fields. And I kept thinking my husband had gas, and we kept saying, "Oh God, please open a window or something." That's disgusting, you know. All of us in the car for so many hours, and you got to do this. It wasn't him. Bless his little heart. It was the hog farms. I should have known better, really. And he kept looking at me like I was a jerk. He's right. But listen, I didn't grow up in Iowa. You know, I lived where they were vacationed, where there were farms with pigs. I lived with a bunch of pigs. Okay, I'm getting very, very slap happy, and I have to stop this. But anyway, I met a bunch of friends from Sean's school who were lovely, lovely people. Had a great time with my niece and nephews, and my sister-in-laws. They were wonderful. My father-in-law. We went to see my mother-in-law. A lot of things. And we will be going on vacation with our best friends in a couple of weeks, I'll say. I'm not going to say when, how, if, where. The beach. I did just say it. Okay, well, y'all have a good night. Have a good week. Have a blessed week. And try making that meatloaf. It really is delicious. And make you some gravy out of the grease or whatever in the pan. And some mashed potatoes. Oh, and I also make string beans. Oh no, and I didn't tell you. I put strips of bacon across it, like the last 15 minutes. I put strips of bacon across it, and that gave it a really good taste. But with the gravy, make the gravy, and have your mashed potatoes. And I make green beans. I put bouillon cube, or 2 bouillon cubes, cans of green beans, an onion, garlic. Of course, you have to have the garlic. Bacon. I sometimes I use a pound. It depends on how much you use. If you use a big fat can, then use a whole thing of bacon and a whole onion. Let it simmer for a long time. Salt and pepper it. Again, kosher salt with that. Sea salt makes it too salty to me, and especially with the bacon, you don't want to go overboard. But it's so delicious. You'll really, really like it, and you don't have to put a lot of water in there because you don't want it too soupy like. And I put butter, not margarine, not spread, just real plain butter. And here's one tip. Instead of keeping your butter in the refrigerator, Sean's grandma years and years and years ago told me, keep your butter out. Don't put it in the refrigerator, and it's nice and soft. And like sometimes when I'm making pasta and I wanted to try the gravy or sauce, I dip bread and butter with butter on it into my sauce while it's cooking, and I'll eat it like that. I know, it's not good for me. I could just hear my cousin Tracy. Debbie, what are you doing? Don't eat the gravy. Don't do that with the bread. You're going to gain more weight. But anyway, God bless her. I love her to death. She's so funny. And anyway, I forgot what the heck I was talking about. Oh, my green beans. I think that's about it. I just cover them or just put them on low, let them simmer all day or whatever. The longer you let it cook, the better they taste. Or you can have greens and have, mustard greens, turnip greens, collard greens, whatever. I love them all. And you could cook them the same way. Okay, I have to go, and I know I'm boring y'all, but got a lot on my plate right now, and like I said, tonight I really needed this night out, and I swear it's like God sent Christine and Richard to tell us to come on out tonight, and I'm so glad we did. Okay, for those of you who need prayers, I've already said them, and I'm going to continue to say them. I love you all, and hey, please keep my brother in all of your prayers. He needs them very much so. And my little nephew Noah, he needs them too. He's got problems with his eyes. I forgot what they call it right now because I'm ready to conk out, as you can tell. Okay, love you all, and I will talk to you soon. Hopefully, for your sake, not too soon. Good night.